Where are we with this case? This vivid, colourful, rather unpleasant case.
Yeah, well, E. Jean Carroll turned up in court in Manhattan again this morning and has been cross-examined by Joe Tacopino, Trump's lawyer, in quite an aggressive manner. He's trying to insinuate that she's an attention seeker and fantasist because Trump denies all her claims of rape. But she's been pretty robust on the stand. What Trump's lawyer's been throwing at her is something she wrote in a 2019 book where she said she feared at one stage that Trump was trying to kill her. He'd like to portray E. Jean Carroll as a sort of obsessive stalker. But she's riposted that she is an attention seeker. She's quite a well-known New York personality. That's how she really got to know Donald Trump in the first place. She's been photographed with him at a society event, even though I should say Donald Trump said he'd never met her. So she says she is an attention seeker, but she doesn't like the attention she's getting in this case, she's finding it very uncomfortable because Trump has been compounding sort of insult to alleged injury by saying that she's a scam artist. And she says every time he says that, she gets a slew of abuse saying how ugly she is and how people don't know how she can live with herself. You know, when you go up against Donald Trump, you get so much trolling and hate on social media. It's quite difficult to cope with. I think people have testified that time and time again.
Yeah.
So she's having a hard time on the witness stand, but I mean, that's only fair. It's a classic, she says, he says, Me Too allegation, and it's difficult to prove one way or the other.
And just remind us why this is being thrashed out in a courtroom now, so long after the alleged event.
Well, just a year ago, the New York governor, a Democrat, Kathy Hochul, said that the statute of limitations didn't apply in rape cases. She doesn't have the opportunity to bring a criminal trial, but she can bring a civil case, as you say, for battery and also for defamation, for Trump describing her as basically not his type and too ugly to sleep with. And, you know, in her view, compounding the trauma. And if you remember the famous O.J. Simpson case, he was acquitted in a criminal case, but he ended up being liable for heavy civil penalties. So this is a civil case, and Trump will not go to jail over it, but he could nevertheless be convicted if the jury chooses to believe E. Jean Carroll, who is a well-known agony aunt, by the way. I've interviewed her before on other occasions about other matters. And so she is a reasonably credible witness, but they'll have to decide on very thin evidence about something a long time ago.
Yes. I mean, this is just one of a slew of cases now whirling around the head of Donald Trump. There's the case involving his taking away of secret documents down to his hideaway in Florida. There's the accusation of manipulating, distorting the election in Georgia. There's a list of them. Is this one, Sarah, or any other, damaging him in his standing, in his hopes of racing for the White House yet again?
Well, Donald Trump is much more afraid of the special counsel Jack Smith, who's looking into the events of January 6th and as well as the stolen documents case, than he is about E. Jean Carroll. But it just adds to all the swirl of legal entanglements around Donald Trump. The fact is, it doesn't appear to be putting off one iota the base of Republican voters, and he is on current track to be the Republican nominee for president. That could change, of course, but it is off-putting to independents, and there's polling evidence for that.
And that special investigation, it is thought to be coming to a head really quite soon, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. And Jack Smith has been going at quite a pace and has been interviewing key characters and is really, I think, not too far off. The mystery is when Georgia is going to come to fruition, because there was a whole kerfuffle now, what feels like a long time ago, about the grand jury getting close to an indictment, and we've heard nada since. So I'm curious to know what's going on there.